when we start getting in the 45-year-old range, people will start to somewhat listen when we say, like, I don't know about this. I'm feeling a little crazy. Um, but one of the major things in your research that I have found so empowering is that you put it out there that hormone levels start to decline in your 30s. And you have seen 30-year-olds with hormonal levels similar to 90-year-old women. And that is like, that's a thing. I want to know from you why we need to stop this sort of like be all end all of you can't talk about this until you're 45. No one wants to hear from you. And why younger women should be fighting a little bit harder to get to the bottom of these answers.
Yeah, I really think it should be women should view this conversation like they view the birth control one and the abortion one or whatever you stand on it. It's something that's your choice and your right, and it's you. Women still need to understand that there are a lot of people that want to control what they do with their body. And like hormone replacement therapy is no different. And it applies very much to younger women who have the capacity to get pregnant. Okay. So like they just recognize it for what it is, call it out, and say like they're not going to listen to you, one, because they don't want to, they don't know how. I think they just need to know that like doctors are not trained. They want to do the best thing for you. And part of that is I do no harm. So if they're not going to intervene with a hormone that they don't actually know how to manage or treat you. It's not that they're like, I really like don't feel like doctors try to ignore patients. It's just they don't know how, so they just kind of go get out of my office, like I'll give you birth control, like go away. And then that's what they're doing instead of just saying, I don't know, go to a specialist. Like when men's testosterone drops, they don't have an OBGYN that they go to. We have the problem of we have like a dedicated doctor, and then we think that OBGYN should solve all of our problems. And that's not true. I would never go to a dentist for my back pain. And so why are we going to OBGYN for my hormone replacement therapy is beyond me, because they don't do it. Or even endocrinologists don't do it. Endocrinologists treat diabetes and tumors and things like that. So men, when they're like, oh, I think my T might be low, if they Google hormone replacement therapy specialist and they go right to the source that has the training to give them testosterone. Women need to do the same thing. They need to recognize that they need to go to a specialist, and then, but like, I'm not going to treat you until you're a certain age. Intervention based on the fact that you're still having a period. So that's what doctors tend to do. Oh, you're having a period, you're fine. Like if men, that's a thing. Men don't have a visible thing that we can blame and say, well, you're still making sperm, so you're fine. Like we don't do that to men. So women who are younger, and so we even need to get rid of these words. I would even argue perimenopause and menopause, because then we're basically even using that. I use it on my website to give women an idea, the 30-year-old, but again, this can happen at any age. It can happen for a lot of reasons. You could be taking birth control for 10 years and be 25, and then all of a sudden you never don't recover and you're technically perimenopausal. But even then they would wait till you're 30, right? We shouldn't even do that to women. We should be like, recognize the labs, the signs, intervene early, because you let low hormones in a woman go for a long time, she could end up with like a lot of problems: fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, adenomyosis, PCOS, a lot of problems with her health, gaining weight. And we know that weight gain causes diabetes and heart disease. And so we don't wait for diabetes to happen and then treat the diabetes. We try to prevent these things. So where the hormones should be the same thing as we recognize a young woman who's struggling. Why is she struggling to make hormones? And how critical they are for her health and well-being. And if women themselves recognized how important hormones are. So if they knew that hormones are going to be the source of your youth and beauty and well-being, and they just gave them the credit, then they would be like, these need to be optimal, and they need to be optimal whole life. Even though I'm 27, there's no shame in it. Like, oh, I'm too young. That was part of my shame. And I know everybody's feeling, because I was 35 and I'm like, am I too young to be going through this? I feel like I'm crazy. Like this is I didn't even anticipate this coming. Did I do something wrong? Did I study too hard in medical school? Did I burn myself out? Like, was I like adrenal, whatever? Everybody goes through the same thing of, I did this to myself. I should have taken a step back and did more yoga or therapy. I don't know, whatever, but it's not your fault. That's the problem, is that we make women, it's just, this is a biological thing that can happen at any age. So if we take out these like rules, which is what we're having in medicine right now. Hey, we have a rule that, you know what I mean? And then we follow, and the body does not follow these rules. In your life, you're totally different than your friends. It's okay if your friends are doing okay and you're not. The good news is is that you do not have to, like, there's a shortcut. You do not have to, like, raw dog it or, like, continue to, like, suffer for years. There is, like, an answer, and it doesn't matter how old you are. So men have an option. They can start testosterone replacement therapy. Women get to too, and it is absolutely your choice. And so it is your choice if you want to feel miserable till you're 50. Actually, now it's like a complete choice. And I would never wait. So women are like, well, I'm 35. Is this too young? And I'm like, well, it only gets worse from here. Let me tell you, like, it's going to get worse. It doesn't get better. And you don't stop brushing your teeth or washing your face, do you? Like, it's like, this is a health intervention that you're doing. It's like foundational health. You take supplements, you take vitamins, you eat healthy. Hormones are exactly the same thing. So why would you stop? Why would you wait a year to start brushing your teeth? Oh, I'm going to wait just because I know I'm going to have to brush my teeth the rest of my life. So I'm just going to wait a year, right? This doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you wait to be healthy? Like, why would you sit on it and knowing that your body is going to get older, you're going to get the wrinkles and your hair could fall out like within that year. So it's okay if you're younger. We need to, even as we're talking here, telling the women, removing the shame out of this. Like, right? Like, we get to live a long life, and it's actually really great that we can feel really great while we're living. There's no shame in that. In fact, if I can afford it and I have the means, I'm going to do it. Like, no shame.
No shame. Imagine that. Just like living your best life as a woman with no shame whatsoever and being unapologetic about it. Just being like, look at me doing all the things.